Hello beautifuls, this is Aromie here and welcome back to Changeling, right? I don't know. But we are back with this series. I'm actually both recording, so if I freaking get worse when I'm sick, I'll have content. Anyway, let's continue on. Spencer came in and we were just talking about him. He's quite short compared to phone going off. Sorry. So unprofessional. He is quite short compared to these two guys. Finish up there and get back inside. Mom's looking for you. I glare at the house as Spencer's head of auburn curls vanish back into the kitchen. See? Evil. Sorry to interrupt your unpacking with flirting, especially by nearly knocking you unconscious. I'll make it up to you sometime. It's not a big deal, though I wouldn't object if you aim for my brother's head next time instead. I mean, since you like being so helpful. I'll try. It was nice to meet you. Elliot, right? Yep, I guess I'll see you on Monday. Yeah. They vanished behind the fence again, leaving me alone with Danny. Mind if I go out the gate on my way out? Yeah, no problem. Just use the gate. Don't hop over like Elliot. I really like their names, cause I've never met an Elliot. The only Elliot I've even heard of is Elliot the Dragon, right? From How to Tame Your Dragon? How to Train Your Dragon, Tame. Well, me. Danny, I've heard that name before as a nickname for Daniel. But other than that, I haven't met anyone named Danny. I showed him the way out, then went back inside for an ice pack and breakfast. Mom spent a few minutes fussing over my head before setting my plate down in front of me and giving me the long list of chores I had to complete. It was going to be a long, long day. Chapter 2, the first day. Oh, okay. I don't see them anywhere. They were on the counter last night. Where are they? How the heck should I know? You never let me try, so I don't keep up with the car keys. You are going to be late for your first day if you don't find them soon. Not my fault. So Spencer and I do have the same color eyes, but where's our dad? I don't remember what his eye color was. Spencer was scouring the house looking for the car keys that he insisted he left on the counter. I was rinsing the breakfast dishes and Mom was supervising. Spencer let out an exasperated growl from near the door where he was hunting around for the keys. Where's my other shoe? Oh my god, I don't know. I don't keep up with your stuff. I finished the dishes and wiped my hands, grabbing my book bag as I headed to the front door to see if Spencer had left the keys there instead. If I'm late because of you, you won't be late if you just help me find the keys. I wouldn't have to help you find them if you just keep up with your stuff. I can't really, yell because my stupid voice. I stalked to the front to check the little shelf by the cabinet there. No keys. I don't know why I opened the cabinet to check inside, but when I pulled the door open, I was confronted by Spencer's worn-out tennis shoe. I blinked at it in surprise. What the? I snatched it out of the cabinet and stalked back to the kitchen. I can only imagine that my sleep-deprived mom had put it in there while doing the last of the unpacking. I wondered if Spencer had checked the fridge for the keys yet. At this rate, it wouldn't surprise me if that's where they were. I found your stupid shoe. Spencer looked up from where he was rummaging through the kitchen drawers for the kitchen. I tossed him the shoe, and as if it somersaulted through the air to him, something flew out of it and hit the floor with a decidedly metallic sound. We both looked down in surprise. The car keys were sprawled carelessly on the kitchen floor. What were they doing in his shoe? Spencer immediately glared at me. Don't look at me, I didn't put them in there. Where did you find this? In the cabinet by the front door? I couldn't tell exactly what he was thinking, but I just shrugged. Sorry, it wasn't me. I don't know why your shoe was there, but I'm not in the mood to hear you blame me for it. He just scoffed as he set the whole shoe the whole shoe. I'm saying it like it's such a huge item. As he set the shoe down and shoved his foot in it, he snatched the keys off the floor. Yeah, right. Mom hurried back into the kitchen. We found them. Someone put them in the front cabinet. I know. Don't ask me. Maybe Dad did it. Whatever, some probably just wasn't paying attention. You two need to leave now. You still have to stop and check in at the office. She practically shoved us both through the door. Why is Mom rushing us? And thus came the quiet, uncomfortable drive to school. Yay! Spencer was driving a shared car and I was sitting quietly in the passenger seat because fighting over who got to drive just wasn't worth it. Psh, you can drive. I'm so lazy. I don't like driving, so half the time you'll not see me driving. I hated riding with him though, but I had no choice on that point. I was hoping that after catching up with a couple of old friends, I might be able to start bumming a ride with one of them. In the meantime though, so looking forward to your first day? We might not get along, but I hated awkward silences almost as much as fidgeting. It should not have been this painful to ride in a car with my brother for 10 minutes. Yes, typical Spencer response. Curt, cryptic, utterly useless for conversation. I take that as a no. Depends on how many classes I have with you. Ugh, really? Can we not start the day like this? Then can you not talk to me? I bit my lip and stared out the window. It would have been nice if we could have, I don't know, supported each other or something. Like actual siblings. No, we let him go the first time. Try again. I know you're still angry at me. He didn't say anything, but if we could just talk about it. We can't talk about it. And once as he started yelling. This was a bad plan. You try to act so innocent when mom and dad are around. You try to go on as if nothing happened because you've forgotten. Some of us can't just forget. I never said I forgot. I said I don't remember. I took a deep breath and leveled a serious look at him. If I recall, you told everyone you couldn't remember either. He didn't look at me. I was sitting on the side with his bad eye, so he didn't even bother. What was I supposed to tell them? No one believed me when I told them the truth. What truth? All I remember you telling people was, I sat my mouth shut and stared out my window. You told them I was some kind of monster. No one in their right mind would believe that anyway. Don't try to act like you don't remember what really happened. I know better. I stared out the window and said nothing else. I had no idea what I was supposed to remember. Turning into a monster? Magically stealing his vision? It had been years since he had last said something that out of touch with reality. Was I supposed to believe he actually still thought something like that was true? I didn't even know what to say to that. I chewed my lip anxiously, regretting talking to him. Sorry, character, I'm sorry. A few minutes later, we were pulling into the school parking lot. I just wanted to try. As soon as we parked, Spencer jumped out and went straight inside. I grabbed my stuff and slammed the door, determined to not let him ruin my entire day. By the time we got inside, he was already walking out of the office with the schedule in hand. He didn't even look at me. It didn't take long to get my own schedule printed. As I left the office, I heard a long, familiar squeal heading my way. I couldn't keep the grin off my face when I saw Allie Fisher, the one person I keep in touch with the last 5 years, barreling toward me. Hey Chico, I just saw Spencer. Dang, he turned out nice. Ew, that's the first thing you're going to say to me when we finally see each other again? Oh, come on, he's not my brother. I'm allowed to look. Okay, go ahead. She grinned and grabbed my arm, pulling me away from the office and down the hall. You're gross. Nope, like I said, I'm allowed. In fact, I'm thinking later today I need to catch up with Spencer a bit. She waggled her eyebrows suggestively. I say again, ew. She just laughed at my discomfort. I couldn't keep the smile off my face. We kept in touch, but this was my first time actually seeing her in a long while. So, how's the unpacking going? I was going to call this weekend, but I figured you'd be busy. We're nearly done. Mom's been a total slave driver. It's kind of scary. I remember how she is. I actually thought about coming over to help, but, well, then I remembered how she is. You're the worst friend. Nah, I'm a great friend, and I'm super glad you're back. This is going to be a great year. I'm glad to be back too. Now I do have to warn you about, I heard you were back in town. That voice. I shot Allie a look and she gave me an apologetic smile in return. I assumed she had been intending to warn me about this. Kara. Kara or Kara? Kara? I'm calling her Kara, I'm sorry. It might be Kara? I don't know. Kara? Kara? K. We're gonna call her K. That's what I always do when I don't know how to pronounce something. Hope you manage to stick around for the full year. Wouldn't want you to end up getting lost again as soon as you get back in town. I don't intend to get lost anywhere, alright? Oh, I don't intend to get lost anywhere. If you want to though, I can definitely give you directions. From beside me, Allie snickered quietly but said nothing. I really couldn't believe Kay was still bitter over that incident. I got that my last disappearance had disrupted her little concert, and that she and her mother had always had big aspirations regarding her musical career. But it's not like I'd ruined things on purpose, and I hadn't exactly asked everyone to ditch the concert and join the manhunt for me. I knew it had to have sucked, but I had apologized. I mean, the girl was 12! What musical thing are you gonna do, huh? and I was getting tired of apologizing for something I couldn't even fully remember. Anyway, they're pretty strict on attendance these days. The teachers aren't too keen on people who just take off for attention whenever they want, so you might want to be careful. No one is going to believe convenient amnesia either, not this time. She walked past, not even bothering to attempt to fake a smile. She just glared. I let out a long sigh. Well, at least she's sincere in her dislike. Good grief, though. What a thing to come back to. My family had moved away before we had a chance to work things out, but maybe I should have tried to mend fences with her before we got back. I had expected her to still be mad, though. As it was, that was just another thing to feel guilty for. At the very least, I was sorry that her relationship with Allie soured because of me as well. They clearly weren't exactly buddies anymore either. Sorry about that, I was just getting around to warning you about her. Allie pulled me down the hall in the opposite direction of Kay. Don't apologize. I can't believe she's mad. Normal people don't get mad about things like that. Well, you know, she thinks I was trying to mess things up for her intentionally because I was jealous. That's ridiculous. Maybe, but she wasn't the only one. Half the town thought it was just some cry for attention, remember? Oh, whatever. Anyone who knew you at the time should have known better. That includes Kay. That's when Spencer started hating me too, so maybe they know something I don't. I give her a tired smile. Come on, perk up. You can't look all grumpy on your first day. I know. So, what's your first class? Literature, Miss Roberts. Same! I was relieved. Being around someone who actually wanted me there might make my morning suck a little less. You'll love her. Come on. She dragged me the rest of the way to class. I immediately scanned for certain unfriendly faces, but was relieved that neither Spencer nor Kay was anywhere to be seen. I did see some other familiar faces though. Oh, it's Danny and Elliot. They were sitting on the far side of the room, surrounded by a group of friends who seemed to be taking great pleasure in prodding Elliot awake when he nodded off. I guess he was serious about not being a morning person. Elliot's purple hair and black clothes stuck out like a sore thumb among Danny and the rest of the clean-cut, sporty guys. I got the feeling Danny was the main reason he was in that group. Unlike Elliot, who looked out of place, Danny fit in perfectly. I couldn't help but wonder how those two had become friends. They were so different. Go introduce yourself to the teacher. Or try to talk to Danny, try to talk to Elliot. Let's go introduce ourselves to the teacher like a good student. Because, you know, we don't even know where to sit. We're not going to be like that new girl that's already hitting on like those hot boys. No thank you. I made a mental note to catch up with them both later. I started toward the front of the class where the teacher was waiting. Allie introduced me to Miss Roberts, who gave me a quick rundown of what class was studying at the moment. A Midsummer Night's Dream. Is that a real book? Sounds like a song. I don't know. I'd read it last year. Actually, so catching up wouldn't be that difficult. You have an empty seat at the front of the class and several at the back. You may take your pick. She shot me a friendly smile that made me feel quite at ease. I suspected that I like her. And welcome back to the Codestone, Miss Pink. And I was like, who's Pink? And then I remembered I named myself Pink at my last name. Thanks, I'm really glad to be back. Unfortunately, none of the seating options were near people I knew, which was a little disappointing. It looks like she has everyone paired up for group work. The seat up front was next to a sort of stuck-up looking, well-dressed blonde. He didn't look extremely friendly. Well, hello. There were also two empty seats with paired desks at the back, and one open seat next to a gloomy boy with messy brown hair. He didn't even look up as Miss Roberts explained my choices. Oh my god, I fell in love with the guy in the left right now. I fell in love with him when I saw his character sitting with him. I should probably take a seat that at least gives me a reading partner, but both options just looked like so much fun. We're gonna sit in the back. I love these characters. I love them all. I can't pick them. It's like telling me to pick my favorite stuffed animal to sleep for the night. I feel so guilty. We're gonna take a seat back though. I really go back there. I felt uncomfortable at the idea of sitting next to the blonde. He didn't look especially friendly and was kind of radiating vibes that screamed, "Don't sit here." I decided to follow my intuition on that one, so I shuffled past him and headed to the back. Literature was my favorite subject, so it shouldn't matter if I sat in the front or not anyway. I slid into the desk next to the brown-haired boy, wondering why every desk around him was empty. He looked up with surprise when I sat down. I shivered slightly as I set my backpack down. That's weird. Is there a draft back here? I glanced up at the ceiling, but there was no vent overhead. It was definitely really cold, though. It wasn't just my imagination, because the brown-haired boy was still wearing a jacket and scarf. I'd probably have to remember to bring an extra layer tomorrow, too. Just my luck. I Caught the boy's eyes and shot him a smile. It's kind of cold back here, huh? Little brown eyes gazed at me from under his long fringe. He looked away quickly, chewing his lower lip. You shouldn't have chosen that seat. He mumbled something, but it was too quiet for me to hear it. I didn't get a chance to ask him to repeat it because the teacher started talking again. Today we'll be continuing our reading of A Midnight Summer's Night Dream with our partners. William, if you would be so good as to share your book with my Chico for today. Oh, his name is William. I love these names. It's so beautiful. His head shot up and he stared at me with an expression that looked vaguely like horror. I smiled awkwardly. Was he just really shy? Sorry to be a bother. It's not a bother. He was still muttering so I could barely hear him. I leaned closer to him as he pushed the book toward the center of our desk. I caught him stealing another look at me, so I smiled again. Oh, he's so cute! So cute. I looked away quietly, but it was hard to not notice how his ears went red. Definitely shy. That was a relief. Shyness I could handle. I studied this play last year, so I'm already familiar with it. I've also read it before. Well, good, so this should be pretty easy. He chewed his lip before looking up at me seriously. You should ask if you can move up front tomorrow. Most people don't like sitting by me. Wait, is he mad I sat here? No, I didn't think that was it. He didn't look angry, just sort of miserable. He definitely struck me as the awkward sort, but that didn't explain the other empty chairs around him. Surely people wouldn't refuse to sit by him just because he was a little shy, right? I don't think I'll mind sitting here. Here? My voice just carried off somewhere to a distance. I lowered my voice to a whisper. The guy up front looks sort of cranky. William's lips twitched slightly, but he didn't quite smile. I don't mind if you stay, but if you ever want to move, I'll understand. It's fine, really. Don't worry about that. Anyway, where did you leave off reading? Why is he so convinced that I'll want to move? Is he being bullied? That didn't seem right either. Not with Danny and Elliot and Allie in class with him. Danny and Elliot didn't seem the types to bully someone or put up with others doing it. And I knew Allie wasn't. Weird. I was nearly to the start of act. I can't read Roman. Is that 4? Is that 4? Or that's 6? I can't read it, oh god. I'm assuming it's 4 or 6, right guys? I know the V is 5. Okay, great. Let's start there then. We spent the next 45 minutes taking turns reading. I was really surprised at how confident he was once we got to work. His voice was so quiet that at times I had to lean closer just to hear him, but he read without stumbling over the sometimes complex dialogue. I expected him to be more hesitant, but it seemed like it was just a conversation he wasn't great at. Anyway, it was nice to have a decent reading partner considering how a lot of people made a big fuss about hating Shakespeare. I quickly found myself feeling quite pleased with my seating choice. He seemed to relax as time passed as well. Eventually the bell rang and the rest of the class immediately packed up and vacated. William and I were both slower together at things. You're good at this. Thank you. I actually have a big soft spot for Shakespeare. Pretty much everyone I know thinks it's weird. It's not weird. I mean, I don't think it's weird anyway. I also like Shakespeare. I'm glad. It's more fun to sit by someone who also likes it. I'll see you later. Sure, see you. Oh, he's so cute. Our eyes met again and he gave me the sweetest smile before heading out the door. Damn, this school. So many hot boys up in here. No matter what he said, I didn't think I would regret sitting by him at all. Anyone who liked Shakespeare couldn't be that bad, at the very least. Allie was over in one corner surrounded by people I didn't know, so I decided to just head to my next class and catch her later. I was pretty sure trigonometry was on the same floor as literature, but it had been several years since I was last here, and I'd never actually come to a high school wing. I wasn't entirely sure where I was going. Why is it so crowded? I was jostled around across the hall by the crowd, trying to aim for a nearly empty spot by an open door. I reached it at the same time as a pale-haired girl in a blue coat. Oh, damn it. We nearly ran into each other, but she caught me by the shoulders, preventing an embarrassing collision. Oh, I thought it was Kay, because she had a blue on too. That's not a girl character, that's a boy. Careful! Wait, that voice, that's a guy? Yeah, it's a guy. I stared up at him somewhat in awe. He was so pretty. How could a guy be that pretty? This game, oh, there's so many guys. I don't know who to choose. I will not know who to choose during the visual novel gameplay. I would probably end up playing all of them because they're so beautiful. He smiled down at me. Are you okay? Didn't mean to nearly crash into you. Oh, yes, sorry, I'm okay. I quickly straightened and tried to get my bearings. I don't remember it being this. Watch out! Well, watch it, sorry. Someone very nearly sheared my nose off with his backpack. I don't think they even heard me shout. It's always this crowded between classes. Jeez. Ugh. Hey, can I ask you where... Wish me luck. Before I could finish, the boy bounded away from the wall and... Oh no! I squeezed my eyes shut as he nearly bowed over two brunettes twice his size. I expected him to bounce off and go sprawling, but he somehow managed to dodge and bowl over someone smaller than him instead. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Are you okay? I watched him fuss over the girl for a few seconds before hurrying off down the hall, squeezing his way through the crowd. He seemed pretty popular. Everyone waved and called to him as he bounced through. It didn't take long to learn that his name was Corvin. Another pretty name I've never heard of. Only because people kept shouting it as they said hello. Weird name. Weird name? That's a beautiful name. It's unique. As I got ready to braid the tile of students myself, I noticed a book had fallen in the middle of the hallway, right where Corvin had run into that girl. Oh shoot, did he drop that? No one else appeared to have noticed it there. I hesitated for a moment. I didn't want to just leave it, but I was really doubtful of my ability to get across the hall and pick something off the floor without getting streamrolled by the crowd. And I was going to be late if I ended up late if I waited until the hall cleared to get it. Still, I was going to get damaged if I just left it in the middle of the floor. I should probably either return it to Corvin or get it to the office. Dive into the sea of students. Crap it. Someone clipped the edge of the book with their foot as they walked past, sending it sliding across the tile to a corner at the end of the lockers. I couldn't watch anymore. At this rate, it would be ruined. I shifted my backpack slightly and practically threw myself into the crowd. If Pretty Boy could do it, so could I. Probably. It wasn't quite easy as he made it seem, probably because he was at least 6 inches taller than me. Crowded hallways were not easy navigation for short people. Not that I was short. I jostled my way through the hurrying students and book bags, nearly losing an eye at least once. When I was finally near the other side of the hall, I made a sort of dive for the safety of the corner. A head of white blonde hair came into my field of view a few seconds too late. I was able to halt my momentum before our skulls cracked against each other. Oh, how convenient he has a band-aid now. Wait, where did his glasses go? Didn't he have glasses on? Am I blind? I crashed on the floor seeing stars as I clutched my head. Pretty Boy is back, and his head must have been made of titanium. Jeez, maybe I need to start wearing a helmet. Ow. Oh my god, are you okay? Are you okay? I didn't see you. Well, he was 2 for 2 at this point when it came to running into me. I was kind of waiting for my vision to come back fully before he answered, but I felt someone's hand close on my shoulders and started shaking me. Are you alright? Do I need to get you to the office? Please stop shaking me. Oh, sorry. You just weren't answering. I rubbed my forehead and peered at the blonde boy with one eye. We stared at each other for a long time. He had the most amazing green eyes. Shoot, I dropped my glasses. I knew it. He started looking around wildly for the glasses that were right by his knee. I picked them up and handed them over. He shoved them onto his face and looked at me again, smiling this time. I think you dropped a book earlier. I was trying to get it so I could return it to you. Oh yeah, I just came back for it, and he blinked as if suddenly surprised by it. When did you see me drop it? Did that even matter? Earlier when you ran into that girl. Right, it's kind of crowded. You must have a good eye. Well, I was watching since we nearly ran into each other, and you sort of Geronimo'd out in the crowd right after. Oh yeah, we nearly ran into each other over there too. I guess our meeting was meant to be. Thanks for trying to save my book. That was sweet. He shoved it into his backpack before standing up and offering me his hand. I took it and pulled myself to my feet, if only because I was still a bit dizzy from the epic headbutt. Thanks. He didn't immediately let go of my hand, but instead pulled me slightly closer, peering very seriously into my eyes. Whoa! I felt my face heating up under his scrutiny. What's your name? I'm Michiko. I tried to pull my hand away and he instantly released it, smiling slightly. He reached and gently brushed my hair away from my cheek. He chuckled softly. Well, I'm glad to have met you, Michiko. Before he could say much else, he was called away by another boy and darted off, leaving me staring after him. Whoa, what was that? It was beautiful. Holding hands with someone on the first day? I'm impressed. I shook myself out of the daze that and glared at Allie. We weren't holding hands, he was helping me stand. Right. Whoa, what happened to your head? Oh, that guy. I think his name's Corvin, and I sort of ran into each other. Nice. Yeah, if you're going to find a crazy way to introduce yourself to a guy, going with something classic works. Yeah, I did not bash my head into this just to meet him. Right. But he's pretty cute, yeah? I rolled my eyes. Whatever, can you show me where Trig is before we're both late? Ugh, are you still stuck with directions? Come on. I'm stuck with it too. My next two classes were fairly boring, at least when it came to academic content. When it came to social interactions, though, it was definitely a different story. First of all, Corvin was in trigonometry. I was definitely right about him being the popular type. He was surrounded by others the entire time. The crowd around Danny in literature was nothing compared to the amount of people vying for Corvin's attention. It was a little weird, actually. On top of that, he was a complete and total klutz. He dropped his pencil a dozen times, tripped over his own feet, and at one point, somehow landed on another student's desk face first. At most schools, he probably would have been a laughingstock, but to my surprise, no one actually laughed. In fact, the others sort of fawned over him in a really odd way. 3 different people offered to escort him to the nurse for an ice pack after he fell. It was kind of an airhead, but I guess it must have been really nice to have that many friends and admirers. Either that, or the past few years had really done a number on my faith in other human beings. At any rate, I was glad he was sitting on the other side of the classroom. One headbutt was enough for me. Corvin's antics aside, Spencer was in both trig and chemistry. I couldn't help but wonder how having 2 classes with me must have impacted how good a day he was having. Having to watch him alternate between glaring at me and pretending I didn't exist was bad enough. But Kay was also in chemistry with us. She didn't like me, and that was a little sad, but it was still fine. I happened to be of the belief that it was okay to not get on with certain people. What bothered me was when they went out of their way to cause problems. The moment she saw me and gave me a little grin, I knew something was up. It didn't take long to figure out what. Spencer and I were immediately subjected to an uncomfortable barrage of questions about the whole childhood disappearing act, despite that I hadn't brought it up, and I was certain he hadn't either. There are a few other vaguely familiar faces, people we'd gone to middle school with and who might have remembered it, but the people badgering us were students I didn't know, and the sheer level of interest was also weird. 2 people who introduced themselves as Luke and Bethany practically set up camp near my desk to pepper me with questions. They had clearly gotten a pretty detailed version of what had happened from somewhere. Do you really not remember what happened while you were missing? I heard you were attacked by a bear or something. Someone said you were the only witness to a murder out there, but none of the bodies were ever found. Do you think you blocked it all out because of the trauma? Is it true the police questioned you about it too because they thought you tried to kill each other? I shot Spencer quite a quick look at that one. I heard you got some kind of injury and had to be in the hospital, but they never found out what was wrong. Spencer was gritting his teeth, glaring at me. Is there any way we can, not talk about this? Come on, we just want to know. It was a really long time ago, and it wasn't really the most fun experience we've had. I think we'd rather not talk about it. Everyone, please take your seats. At the teacher's words, everyone reluctantly retreated, leaving Spencer and me alone. I was trying to look anywhere but at him. Instead, my gaze fell on Kay, who was still giving me that same smile. Of course, if someone was intentionally trying to hype up the story, then it was no wonder people were interested. I don't know what she hopes to gain from that. I sighed, trying to stir rumors up using that. Of all things, it was literally the most pointless endeavor. Fortunately, by the time the class released, everyone seemed more interested in getting to the cafeteria before the lines got too long. Or maybe the average student's attention span wasn't long enough to remember that Spencer and I had an interesting backstory. Regardless, the class emptied quickly, leaving me to find my way to the cafeteria alone. It didn't take me too long, the students crowding into the door with a dead giveaway. Allie was nowhere in sight, unfortunately, so I just grabbed a more or less decent-looking sandwich and found an empty spot to eat alone. I was so thrilled to be doing that on my first day. I had barely touched my lunch when someone dropped the leather satchel on the table in front of me. I looked up and right into the blue eyes of a blonde guy from literature, the cranky one from the front of the class. Oh, hello, Prince Charming. The look on his face was not encouraging. It was sort of that look a person gets when they step on something really gross like chewed up gum. And of course it was directed at me. I'm already glad I'm not sitting by him in class. This is where I sit. For lunch. This is where I sit for lunch, so you can go elsewhere. Nope! I was definitely not going to let him talk to me like that. What a charmer. How about no? I was here first. He leaned down and placed both hands on the table, glaring at me. I swallowed nervously, my bravado evaporating instantly. Okay, scary. I don't care. I said you can leave. Well, we're gonna stop here for today, because Prince Charming over here is really angry at us. He's really cute though. Like his look, it's like a beautiful model. A very charming model in front of my face. Guys, I cannot stretch enough how I love every single character in this game. I am so obsessed with all of them. They're very beautiful in their own way. And this art's so cute. I love the style. It's so realistic. It makes me feel like it's happening to me in real life. Like, I am physically there in this situation. We don't know who's what, like werewolf, vampire. We don't know who's what yet. I think that will be interesting. When is this game out? I want it out already. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Stay beautiful, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.